What's good, internet? Jake here, dumb as ever, and I must be the Minecraft movie's #1 strongest soldier. I swear everyone on the internet hates this thing, but I think it just looks like a bunch of family fun. Like, dude, the characters look way out of place. I must agree, I have to agree, but honestly, after seeing a bunch of the trailers, it's bothering me less and less. And the creature designs, I really like the creature designs. I think they're pretty cool. They remind me of Detective Pikachu, which I remember people also hating. So in today's video, I'm going to show you all the Minecraft movie toys I have, and compare them with Mattel's Minecraft line based on the video game. I've been obsessed with these toys since I first saw the Jack Black Steve toy. It was just a blurry picture. They actually leaked. It wasn't a leak, it was just more like the toys hit the stores earlier than anticipated, so Mattel hadn't announced anything, but we all of a sudden got jump scared by Jack Black as Steve. Since the jump, people have been saying these toys look like knockoffs due to the packaging, which is a simple card back with the figure and accessories glued to the card back in a plastic bubble. Essentially, they are packaged like Hot Wheels. And this is also how they package their regular Minecraft toys as well, and I really don't mind it. For in-package collectors, you get a really good look at the toy, and for out-of-box collectors, there's less plastic waste. I get that bootlegs tend to do kind of the same thing, but this is so clearly not a bootleg to me. Do I think it's the most beautiful packaging ever? No. But it is very utilitarian, which I appreciate as a consumer. So I've got a few figures already. Steve, of course. I am Steve, who looks pretty amazing in terms of sculpt. Really good sculpt, really good paint. Like, his eyes look not crazy. He's kind of doing the DreamWorks smirk. Got a sword there. Really like how they're doing the swords in the movie. He does have some trouble standing. And then we also have the wolf. His name is Dennis. Dennis the wolf. He's Steve's pet wolf. And then I got the Overworld Encounters pack from Amazon. And that came with the Creeper. Oh man. The Skellington, the Spider, which seems to be an exclusive to that pack right now. Wave 1 is the Creeper, Steve, Skeleton, and Wolf. That is wave 1 of the toy line. And then the pack also came with the girl from the movie. Her name is Natalie, I've learned. Oh, by the way, amazing piece of information. Apparently there's a character, and there's a toy of this guy already, by the way. There's a character in the movie. He's a piglin. He's a villain. And his name is General Chungus. I am not joking. That is actually his official name, is General Chungus. But anyway, these are all the movie toys I have right now. So let's just start with Steve, of course, played by Jack Black. Now, this is the part of the movie I'm most not cool with, is how lazily they did Jack Black as Steve. Like, this haircut beard combo is just Jack Black's look. That's just his thing. When he's done with this movie, this will continue to be what he looks like. So I really feel like they could have, like, you know, trimmed his facial hair or something, maybe tried to give him like that classic Steve goatee sort of thing he has, but no, it's just Jack Black, just full-on Jack Black. And you know, the cool thing about this toy is that it's really well sculpted. It looks like Jack Black, so you could, you know, customize him into a just regular Jack Black figure if you wanted to. He comes with the sword. He also comes with his satchel. Wow. I've actually seen him wearing the satchel in the movie, so this isn't a random accessory. This is actually something he wears in the movie. You know, this is probably how they explain how he carries everything around all the time. But yeah, he's got a bag. It is actually an open bag, so you can, you know, put a piece of wheat in there if you want. You can put some wheat in there. You can't fit the chicken leg he comes with, and obviously the sword is gonna poke out, so I don't know if there's anything in the line. The single pack release skeleton comes with a bone, so maybe a bone. But yeah, this is Steve. His articulation is better than you might think. So he's got ball joint here. He can do a little swivel, and then he can bend his elbow, swivel his elbow forward. He can kick back in a weird way. He's got knee with the swivel, which lets you pose his feet a little better. Oh, and also his head moves. A little head movement action here. Not all the way because of his hair, which I expected, but I kind of low-key didn't think his head would be able to turn at all, so it's really nice that it's on a ball joint. It can move as much as the hair and beard allow, which is more than I thought it would. So yeah, that's Steve. It's an interesting body type for an action figure, man. There's not a lot of fat guy action figures. I feel really represented by this guy. But yeah, let's just compare him with Steve. Let's equip them with the same items for their canon interpretations. So here they are together, and wow. I'm not sure how to feel, man. Like this is not Steve. This is a guy wearing a blue shirt and dark blue pants. Steve is like clearly a person of color to me, like, or he, you know, I'll find it acceptable to also say he's like a very tan person. You know, could be a white person or just tan person in general. But but Steve is not that, or Jack Black is not that at all. He's probably the whitest MFer in the movie. Doesn't look like he's ever set foot out in the sun. Which, you know, it's not like I can judge, but I'm also not playing Steve in the Minecraft movie. But seeing these two together is really, really bizarre. I do not know how to describe it. It's just very strange. It doesn't feel right. There's something cursed about what you're seeing and what I'm holding in my hands. And then next up we have Dennis the Wolf. So I got him in the sitting pose. He is surprisingly articulated. When I first opened him, I was like, oh, okay, he can do this. He can do this. Kind of what I expected. He has the tail that goes up and down, you know, to indicate his health. I'm assuming they'll reference that in the movie. But there's levels. There's levels to this ish. People. So his arms cannot just go forward and back. They can also go to the side. Look at that. And his back legs can do the same. Not a lot, but a little bit. Enough to like pull off some different types of poses. Specifically, I believe they did that so you can do his sort of sitting down pose. And now in the trailer, there's a scene of him like howling at the moon or something like that. So you could do this, but also if you want him to look forward, you can pull his head out and there is a whole joint there. Like it just unlocks a ton of motion in his head. It's kind of crazy how articulated his head is. Like he can look to the side. Can do like a puppy head tilt sort of thing. Also fantastic paint, and I assume these are printed eye applications. I don't know. I don't think anyone could paint that small like that precisely. But overall the paint looks really good. The sculpting is amazing. Like this guy feels just nice to like touch just because of all the sculpting on him. And I love the way he's designed with his ears being like square, and like the way their bodies are built in the movie is interesting because they keep the square thing, but they're organic creatures, so you know it looks unnatural and natural at the same time. But I love this little sitting pose you can put him in, especially when you know you can make him look forward. Just sitting next to Steve, he looks really good. So he actually comes with a collar, which you can take off and put back on. So you can take off his collar and he can just be a wild wolf if you want. But if you want him to be specifically Dennis, the way it's designed, it's meant to like hug the back of his head. You see where the fur kind of is indented? That's where the collar is meant to go. It's just got a little tab here, and you got to do it in the certain spot, else it won't line up. Okay, there we go. And it actually does say Dennis on there. It's like a really faint printing. Not printing, it's just molded, but it's like so small my camera doesn't want to pick it up. But it actually does say Dennis. It's just very small. But that's awesome. I love that we get a Minecraft wolf like this. And it's a really, like, the articulation really impressed me on this guy. Okay, who else? Let's just do the other human character. This is Natalie, and she looks like the actress in the trailers. I gave her Steve's piece of chicken here just because I thought it would be funny. But she's actually got a cloth goods skirt. So she has the same articulation as Jack Black over there. But she does have a cloth goods skirt, which does hinder her articulation. But just the fact that it's made of cloth means that it's not super hindered, which is really nice. It means she can, you know, kick her leg up. If it was made of plastic, no way you could do that. It'd just be a mobile toy, basically. You don't see cloth goods a lot on toys these days, so shout out to Mattel for that. That's actually pretty cool that they did that. Them standing has been the biggest issue for me. The humans particularly. Okay, let's start with the mobs, the villainous mobs. So first things first, we have the Skellington. Skellington looks really good. His limbs are so thin, but they did manage to give him like more articulation than you would think. For instance, like I really thought his arms would just go like this, back and front. But there's actually a swivel here, so you can do this if you want to. And there is a universe where you can pose this guy pulling his bowstring back. I've not been able to do it, but it is possible. The bowstring is actually, you know, like a rubbery sort of band thing. So it's totally possible. He does have a bow and arrow accessory. The arrow is separate, but you just notch it in and it stays. His limbs here are like weirdly bent. Are like bended. I don't know the word, but they're just like not straight, which I think is probably the design. At first I thought like they were probably like just warped in the plastic, but I think this is maybe the design of the character. He just happens to have like these bent sort of bony legs. The design for his like body and head is really cool, and we can actually compare him to the Minecraft skeleton here. I have that figure. He's a little bit taller than the regular Minecraft skeleton. He's a lot more white. I don't know how to say it otherwise. He's just more white, and this skeleton is a little bit darker gray sort of color. Yeah, they're both skeletons. It's just interesting seeing, you know, this guy over here and then this guy over here. Like, you might not even guess that they are meant to be the same thing at first. I don't know if I would, but it's pretty interesting just to have them together. It's kind of fun. Up next, we have the other exclusive to the Amazon Overworld Encounters box set. This is the Spider, and the Spider is really cool. So I imagine they'll probably put this guy out as his own release sometime in the future. But the Spider has 8 legs, obviously, and each one is articulated. So they're not articulated at every segment, but at the base here, they can go up and down, they can swivel around, they can go to the side. Like, you can do a lot with these spider legs, and you can pose them in a bunch of different ways, which is really cool. You know, I would have expected like just rotation, if anything. When I first saw the pictures on Amazon, I kind of assumed he would just be a statue. So this is awesome. The head does the popping out thing that the wolf does. A little bit less. This is more of the standard pop out thing. I'll show you here. Steve and all the other pretty much video game versions can do it. Their head and arms can just pop out a little bit, and it lets you access a little bit more of articulation. So the wolf can do that as well. He's got a thicker joint than the other ones, but this spider has a very similar popping out joint that he can do. And that just lets you rotate his head and look to side to side. I really dig the design for the spider. I think they really cooked here with the square spider design. And then there's a geometry I was talking about earlier, how it looks unnatural here, but it's all still square, and it's almost, you know, made to be as natural as it can be. It's really interesting. And with the spider, you can actually make your very own spider jockey. Now, this guy doesn't plug in anywhere, so, you know, it's not like airtight, he falls over if you move him around too much. But if you just sit him down, he stays. He looks pretty good, man. He looks pretty good. I'd say the skeleton maybe looks a little bit too big on top of the spider, but I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know if this is like super accurate to the sizes, but you can have a spider jockey if you want. And final figure is, of course, going to be the Creeper. Now, this figure is really great. This is, if you're gonna get any figure in the line, it should be this Creeper, because for one, I really like the way they adapted the Creeper into live action. I never knew how to interpret what the Creeper looks like in the game. I've always kind of thought he just like looks like ooze or slime or something. The movie adapted him to be like made of grass, which is pretty cool. And I think there's like a type of plant called a creeper or something like that. So maybe that's the inspiration there. but he's got the iconic creeper face. And I do want to highlight the articulation on this guy, again, more than I would have expected. You can orientate his legs to be, the typical sort of creeper, legs in front, legs in back sort of look, but you can also splay them out. I assume this is more like the movie, and give them more of a dynamic look, which is really cool. I really was not expecting this for the creeper toy, but that's really nice. And he's got little toes that are painted, and yeah, that's fun. And I, of course, have the video game creeper. So the video game creeper is much smaller. He's actually smaller than regular Minecraft figures. Like, he's a head smaller than Steve here. I don't know if that's accurate to the game or not, or they just made him smaller on accident or something, but he's quite small compared to the movie creeper. He looks like the movie creeper's baby or something. You can see just how different they are, but how similar they are as well. They didn't deviate that crazy from the creeper. I think they really cooked on his design. He also has the neck articulation. I just forgot to record it. He has the neck articulation like I was talking about. It's really good. He can look everywhere. He's amazing. Great figure. And yeah, that is everybody. But yeah, this is the Minecraft movie line. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the offerings here. It's affordable. I think it's like $10 per figure or $8 per figure. The Overworld Encounter set from Amazon that came with 4 figures was only $30. I mean, that's a good price. Well priced, well articulated, great sculpting, nice in-hand feel. Like, you know what? Mattel, you guys cooked on these. Really, really big respect to Mattel for this line. They could have phoned it in so hard. And a lot of people are accusing them of phoning it in. They actually went the extra mile with this set, so I really got to give it to them for this one. So I don't know how the movie's going to turn out. I think it'll be okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know this is a very controversial subject, the Minecraft movie, so I'm interested to see what the comment section looks like. But yeah, thanks for watching. Next video I'm going to do will be Transformers based, so I'll see you guys in that one. Ciao.